Hello again. Um, I got some requests from many people that they wanted to have some more information on the Wiggler boss that I created and posted a video about um, yesterday. And essentially what I did in the last video was I showed off what it looked like, where it stopped, things like that. So now today I'm going to be showing all that out, but in KMP editors, Lorenzis and KMP Cloud, so that you can see the behind the scenes of it, I guess. Now, these I prefer to look at in Lorenz's KMP editor because I feel like I can reference it more instead of hexadecimal in KMP Cloud. Now, what I did was I copied most of these settings from the tournament in Warriors Goldmine. I fiddled with a few of them to see what would happen, and I discovered that this one, which is setting 1 in KMP Cloud, just point that out. This does say setting 0, but that is setting 1 in KMP Cloud. They're different. So this is technically setting 1. This would be the Wiggler's speed, and I've set it to 110. Default, it would be 79. And then, setting 4, I looked for a value that was slightly larger. This was 95. So, I just assumed this was the angry Wiggler speed, and I turned it out to be correct when I set it to 500, and then it started belting down the bridge. So yeah, that is, the angry Wiggler speed, which is setting 5, which was default 95, I believe. So, I will show you the routes that it takes right now, or visually. So, the Wiggler will always start at the first point of the route, so that's here, in this case, and I set it to end here, so I turned it around a little bit. Now, if you don't manage to get him angry, he will not stop once you set the setting for this point to stop. He will not stop here. He will wait for like a second or so, then he will find this point, the first point, and do a massive trick. Now, I'm not sure why this happens. I believe it's because it doesn't know what to do, so it sees a gap, and it thinks, oh, this is a gap I need to trick for. So it tricks over the gap, but no. So now, I will show you in KMP Cloud all of the values that I set for it. So if I just did this here, this is not why it tricks, okay? So I set this to sort of clear the Wiggler up as such. I didn't actually know what was going on, so I decided to set a few values at the beginning, because there's a certain sequence I believe you need to go through before you can get everything to work. So yeah, I did that. So when we get to the first value, here we go. So this is, I believe, the first pit stop here, as you can see. This is the first pit stop. So now, I have set it to EA3. Now, I know that on this track, the Wiggler will start running again here. So, I set this point specifically here, so that when the player reaches here, the Wiggler will start moving around the track again. Otherwise, you'll have a point here, he will stop, and you'll have to go all the way around here, and then he'll start again. Now, I believe there are more than one point on the track, but I never found the rest. I have only found this one, which is why I've only set it to that. And to be fair, when I wanted him angry, there was not really many other places I could put it that I wanted it to. I believe there's another one at the end of the bridge, somewhere in the tunnel, I think. But yeah, then the second one that we look for is this. No, it's not. Okay, so this I believe I did to sort of clear up the cache a little bit, so that when I do this, it will stop. So basically, I think there has to be a certain number of ones for it to go, oh, I'm at this stage now in the sequence. I need to then become enraged the next time a 1 comes up. So that's why you see random 1s here and there. So there's a 1 here, there's a 1 at the beginning. Yeah. So when this 1 comes along, he'll become enraged at the shortcut. I also did this, which is a 0-2, which is why I cleared the cache a little bit at the beginning and did one here. Because now what he'll do is he'll do a massive trick across here. Now I forgot to mention this in the last video, but if you want it to trick, then you have to set a point in which you want him to trick, and then the next part must be sort of air. So like it's in the route it takes is through the air, so that it can, so it knows. Otherwise, I believe it will just run. If it's not in the air, it will just ignore that command. And then the last point here, which is after it's turned around, is 0-4, as you can see. Setting 1, 0, setting 2, 4. Now, the 4 indicates when it has finished its rampage around the track, it has to stop at this point, and it will, I don't know the word, derage? But yeah, it will stop being enraged. So I think that's about it for this part. Now we can look at this. So essentially, there are a few files that need to be added for if you want to ever make your own mission for this. So the first one is the hanachan.brres. Now this is required because it has all of the textures and animations. No, not all the animations. It has some. Never mind. It has the textures for the wiggler and things like that. And then what you'll need to do is you'll need to create a new folder. I just mentioned, you probably, it's easier if you do this in SNS Explorer. Create a new folder like that, and not like that, not like that. Just delete that. So you select the dot folder first, and then folder, and you'll get a folder here, and then name it Braz like that. I'll just get rid of this now because I already have one. Then you want to do the same for this, but call it Hanachan. Then you would want to import these 2 files. I will eventually put a download link in the description where you can get all these files. Then you will want to go into Effect and do the same thing. A new folder, name it Hanachan again. The names are very important here. And then you'll want to import these 2, the breath and the breathed. And I believe these are, well, evidently the effects of the wiggler. And I'm fairly sure these are the animation. Yeah, these are animations here. And then obviously you'll want to import your KMP of your wiggler boss into here as well. And that's that's really about it. So I hope you found this a bit more insightful than the last episode, because I know some people didn't think that I had enough in it. So here's some more. I hope you found this a bit more helpful, and goodbye.